Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be a TVZ featuring Last and Hero. Here on Heartbreak Ridge, left side our Zerg player Hero, sporting about 450 APM. And to the right side it is Last, our purple Terran player, just sitting it casually at 300. So a ZVT featuring two incredible top-tier players here today. Hit that like button if you're excited for a TVZ featuring Last and Hero. Which, you know, Last Hero, I feel like there's a movie by that name, right? Last Action Hero with Arnold Schwarzenegger, with Charles Dance as the villain. I watched a video on YouTube, maybe a couple years ago, that argued that Last Action Hero is a misunderstood masterpiece. So, yeah, I don't know. If you've seen it, let me know if you agree with that in the comments. And if you haven't, then, I don't know. Just request a player that you want to see me cast in the comments. Anyway, SCV scouting. It's not a pool first play here. It's gonna be maybe an overpool. Oh. Nope. It's going to be a hatch first play at 11 supply. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Drone has little red eyes you can only see in the remastered. And it's an engineering bay block. Last, you are too good. Well, engineering bay blocks do not take a lot of skill. Oh, wow. Throwing down the hatch in an unoptimal position. Okay, man. You do you, Hero. I've cast enough of your games to know that I should not doubt you. Holy smokes. Well, macro hatch position? I feel like it's a little bit too far away from the gas to support, you know, 9 or 10 or 11 Mutalisks if this is a two base Spire play. So... Amazing. All right, what are we doing here? Barracks coming up. Everything is cool. Everything is chill. Back in Terran land. The SCV says, "Hey, you can't spit down my engineering bay, my partially constructed engineering bay, without me harassing you." All right, cool, man. All right, SCV dies, and oh my gosh, started building a supply depot. The harassment and the annoyance here is insane. And then hatch. Cool. It's alright. You got your macro hatch up, and then your second base goes down. So, like I said, you're not harvesting gas here for a while. So if you're planning on going 2-base Muta, which is the traditional opening here in ZVT, then in that case, well, you're not making a lot. You're probably making 5 or 6, maybe, God, I can't even see 7 on the 1 gas here. 2 gas is really where you need to get up to the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Mutalisk range when that Spire pops. So at this point, a bunch of Lings running out. Are we working on metabolic boost? No, because the gas just started construction. Well, it just started harvesting. The gas extractor's been there for a bit of time now. And under construction for a while. So yeah, pretty aggressive harassment opening here, I'd say, from Last. Under his well-known Smurf name, Everty Ashley, which is a really, really fun name. I don't know, Everty Ashley. It's fun to say. Engineering bay coming in. My golly, it's a fast NG bay. But hey, look at this action. Sniping the SCV, building the command center is annoying. Not as annoying as the engineering bay block was, for sure. But, you know, delaying construction on the CC for 10 seconds is something. It matters. It matters for sure. And yeah, Lair's timing starting before metabolic boost begins, but that's okay. Second, oh, there we go. Second gas on the way. You know, maybe the timing works out here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just wrong about when you need to start harvesting gas at your second base if you want to get a lot of Mutalisks out. We'll see. We'll see how many he pops, because he is... That's pretty fast, man. 4 minutes, double gas, even before the lair is done, and the Spire takes a while. You know what? I think it's cool. I think it worked out just fine here for Hero. I was worried about him for nothing if he wanted to go Mutalisk He's going to go Mutalisk. This is, again, fast engineering bay, faster than you need if you're trying to get missile turrets out for a Mutalisk opening, but if you want to get +1 attack for your Marines faster, sure, that makes sense. Makes a ton of sense. Just droning hard right now as Hero. Lings are ready. They can see if these Marines come out here and cause some problems. I mean, a feint, I've talked about this a lot, but honestly, if you just feint out, like you're going to attack the Zerg player, it forces them to make more Lings and maybe throw down some Sunkens that they don't want to throw down. They'd rather, this is it, Hero would rather sit here, not make any more Zerglings at all, until the Spire is done and until he can make his Mutalisks. If you're last, though, you want to prevent him from doing that. You want to force him to throw down Sunkens to stay alive, to make more Lings to stay alive. Right now, it's Overlords, right? It's getting Overlords up in preparation for the... Yeah, I think we're going to have 8 or 9 Mutalisks here. Easy. Maybe even 10 for our guy. And saving up some minerals here, too. Not making anything else. No more drones. This is it. 31 workers. Those things are on hold position and get massacred, but still not panicking. Not throwing up additional Lings, just like biding his time, biding his time, biding his time. Terran player going for whatever, 8 racks, 6 racks, 7 racks, whatever this is going to be. Off a 2 base here. Very traditional things here from last. He is good with his mech. And he's very comfortable with his mech too. And there's your 9 mutas. Bam. 9 mutas. And maybe even a 10th if you want one here at 6.5 minutes. That'd be pretty cool. He needs larva though, right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. No, he's got extra larva now. Larva, just kind of swimming around here at the natural base. There's one of the main 2. There's your 10th. All right, cool. So an 11. There we go. There we go. So really committing to Mutalisks here. You know what? It worked out. I thought for sure that NGB block would totally slow down Hero, but he's like, whatevs. I'm cool. I do what I want. Got all these Mutalisks out. I'm going to play the Mutalisk stacking game and just wipe out this entire army. Last really should just go home. Yeah, I think that's what he's doing. He's like, I can't. I'm really not going to get good trades here against Hero. His Muta stacking micro ability is too good. Just wait. There's 11 Mutalisks here. I'm going to kill like upwards of 3 Marines per swipe of those Mutalisk glaive worms, y'all. Man. This is good. I gotta say, does Hero have this game? No. Obviously, it's way too early to call that, but this is where this group gets caught out, and a bunch of Lings and Mutas surround it and wipe it out. Oh, reinforcements coming in. Pull back. Ah, it's a too many. You know what? The reinforcements here, so many Marines are out. Last, looking good, man. Last is like, okay, I'm not going to lose that first group. I'm just going to stage them out. And then if you want to try to jump on me, I don't know about this. A Mutalisk does go down, and yeah, all the Lings die. Oh, might be enough. Might be enough. Another Mutalisk is dead, though, and another round of Marines is showing up. Sunkens. Time for Sunkens. Go, 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 go. Or just Zerglings, I guess. You have upgrades yet? Heck no. Of course not. The Marines have +1, though. Which is great, which is really nice in a situation like this. Third base being defended. Hero does not believe in Sunkens at all. I'm just wondering if that's going to hurt him. 7 more Mutalisks. This is Soma before Soma was a thing, man. Woof. All right, here we go. Ling Muta. Ling Muta attack. How many Mutas are going to die here? The answer is a lot. Like 3 or 4 of them, but huge committal to Mutalisks. They have upgrades? No. By committal, I mean these are 0/0 Lings and 0/0 Mutalisks, y'all. All right. Queen's Nest on the way back home. Third base happily mining for our guy, Hero. Last just lost everything. He lost all of his Marines and medics out on the field. He has no map control whatsoever right now. He can't even really move out. And that's because Hero invested into 100 Mutalisks and took map control. His worker count is only 35. It's suffering a little bit because of all the Mutalisks that he made. He's not able to get Lurker Aspect. Oh, just kidding. He has Lurker Aspect. He was totally able to get Lurker Aspect out even while making all these Mutalisks. Through some dark magic, of which I do not understand. where it comes from. Another macro hatch. Dude, Hero's so confident right now. He's like, who needs Sunkens? Who needs static defense? Static defense just loses me a worker forever, and I can never replace it. I mean, I can, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Burn. Hive on the way, 10 minutes. Terran working on, there we go. Science facility, working on science vessels. Start working on a radiate here soon, I would argue. Yeah, there we go. Oh, lurker trap. Lurker trap. It's a lurker trap. It's like, hey, come, no. Come kill these mutalisks. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. He's like, come over here. I don't know. Oh, then he scans, and the lurker's like, there's a scan, run. Reposition. Get all the high ground that we can. There's your irradiate. There's your siege mode. Finally getting ground carapace for Zerglings. Is that the first upgrade of the day for Hero? He's already got +1. He's working on +2 carapace. That could be anything. Like, part of me says that could be Ultralisk play later. It could just be the Lurkers and Hydras and Lings benefiting immensely from that upgrade. Oh, the Lurker Spine's finding some good damage here. Mutaflock is only 5. They're not super hot. Zerg player backs on out. But, you know, he's got 40 workers now. Only 42 here from last. Really no sign of a third base from the Terran at all. Science Vessel out ahead. Adrenal on the way. And a Defiler Mound coming in. Overlord dead. Irradiates a lurker. Fantastic. Really good stuff there. And sure, last is like, fine. You don't want to engage with me in the middle of the map. I'm just going to move down and try to kill you. How does that sound? And the answer is not super well, I would say, for the Zerg player. He tries to roll in. Mutas jumping on this stuff too. Really wants to kill the tanks, but the Marines are a large problem here. But if the tanks are dead, the Lurkers can handle everything else. That counts for something. And a reposition here from last, coming down to the south. Maybe gonna try to threaten the third base while he's down here. Seems real smart. Killing a Hydralisk, killing a... Ooh, there is a Sunken. Just kidding, it's dead now. Edie's dead now, but oh my gosh, the surround. Goodbye. Round 1 Marines, round 2 medics. Oh, look who got a big old drop, or maybe a run by into the main base of Hero, though. Last. Are these Adrenalings? These are Adrenalings. Okay, so these Marines are dead. Even with good positioning, dead. Adrenalings too strong. Is there a drop? There's gotta be a drop. I don't know, you could have just run by. Dude, this guy's got 6 kills, and how many of them? Dude, that's 10. That is at least 10 drone kills there during that attack. That was amazing. There's a dropship. She's empty now. In the pipe, 5x5, I lost all of my Marines during that attack, Commander. Sorry, consumes on the way. Cool, Spider Mines too. See, now this is something I learned from the Holiday Bash, but if you're going for the 8-rack stuff, just use your factory that you have anyway, because you need to get a starport. Use your factory to research spider mines and just make a vulture or 2 at a time. I mean, you can't make 2 at a time, but, you know, make a vulture or 2 or 3. Just run them around and lay spider mines all over the map. It's just really annoying for the Zerg player to deal with. It's not going to cost you a lot. All right, man. Really being gutsy with these lurkers. Nice Dark Swarm, though. Sick Dark Swarm. Tank down, take down. That tank retreats so it doesn't die. Retreating, big part of StarCraft. That's something I struggle with immensely as a player, is I'm just like, I have a big, strong, you know, lurker mutaling army like this. And I'm like, go, A move, and then burrow the lurkers in there. And then if it doesn't go well for me, I'm like, crap, and everything dies. But you see there, right? This is our guy, Last. He pulls out. He recognizes when there's a problem and he backs out of there and he keeps his dudes alive. And this is something that the Zerg player Hero does as well. So where's the third base? Here's the third CC. Gonna try to sneak on up. This is not a factory transition. Hey, Terran fans, we might have found a factory transition here. Armory's up. 2 extra factories up. It's a bit of a casual play there. It's a spider mine. 1 Ling, 1 spider mine. Fair trade. Hero will take that every day of the week. Yeah, vulture speed coming in and just pumping vultures. This is it. This is a mech transition. These Marines their day is almost over. The time for them to be on this map and do some stuff is almost complete. Something complete. Marines are dead. My gosh, the armor especially. The 2 armor on these lings makes them so tough. Heading down. But no, the Dark Swarm Lurker, get out of there. Blah, the slowest Marine dies. Drop inside the main. Wipes out some Scourge. The dropship get picked off? Sure seems like it. You are Marines without a home. You're never getting out of here. You know that. So setting up a position where the Sunken can't hurt them and forcing the Zerg player back home to deal with it. Dude, drops, right? Zerg players that can use drops are a billion times better than Zerg players that can't use drops. And Terran players. Terran players that use drops are a million times better than Terran players that don't use drops, especially with this 8-rack strategy. Ah! Oh, we could have got a huge swipe off on those medics, but they want to kill the 4th base top left of Hero. They're going to get it. The Fire Bats are like, we're going to get buildings, we promise. No, you're not. And he actually... just burrow. Just burrow in. It's like 2 Marines, bud. Spider Mines taking down a Lurker. Spider Mines killing another Lurker. Spider Mine, good unit. Good unit. Oh, both the Lurkers do die, and the top left base does go down. Dude, last, you absolute boss. You monster of a Terran player. Bam, bam. Takes it out. Takes out the 4th base. 3rd base is running happily, but look who's expanding in the bottom right here. It is Hero. So last on 3 bases. 4th base coming up? Yeah, for Hero. Maybe this was a distraction the whole time. Who knows? Last is taking a 12 o'clock base. Beautiful stuff. Floating his barracks out because he's fully engaged in mech mode now. And every Terran player who watches my channel is throwing up their hands in glee and in joy and praising the name of Flash. That last today is going for the tanks and the vultures and the Goliaths that are so hard for an elite Zerg player like Hero to deal with compared to the Iraq stuff, which, you know, I see you guys, I see you Terrans talking about why did he just not go mech if the Terran player loses with the 8-rack strategy. And I hear ya. Am I taking the center last? Come on, man. Come on, man. How arrogant are you? Try to hold center here. I mean, he's holding center for now. All the mining in the main base is completely shut down, which is horrendous for Hero. Last is putting a bit of a stranglehold on our guy Hero right now. He just is. It is absolutely impressive. Insanely impressive what we're looking at here. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, so Lings are getting some work done, but siege tanks, just kind of the answer to ground. I don't care what the ground is. I don't care if it's enemy Terran. I don't care if it's Protoss. I don't care if it's Zerg. Tanks answer to ground, the end. Upgrades coming in for the mech. Pumping, just doing traditional mechy stuff here. 3 vultures, 3 tanks at a time. And there's just drops, right? The answer for this, the most consistently good answer I've seen for this from Zerg players is drops. You drop on top of the tanks. You drop inside the Terran base. Drops, 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 drops. If you can get drops, fine. If you're just trying to engage over the... Ooh, that's a pickup on that dropship. If you're just trying to engage over the ground, even with Dark Swarm against a meching Terran player, you're just going to lose more often than you win. But if you do drops and take advantage of the fact that the Terran player doesn't have nearly as much anti-air as he used to have when he had 1 million Marines, this can work. Dude, these barracks are scouting this, though. It's going to have some reaction time to deal with the drop that's coming in. And he got Spider Mines on the ground, Vultures on the ground, and missile turrets ready to shoot these Overlords out of the sky. So that Overlord dies. Okay. Let's unload Dark Swarm, Lurker. Okay, fine. It's kind of working here for Hero. Dude, if he can... he wants to... I would love to see him take down this armory. And maybe he will. Maybe he totally will here. The only thing in this Dark Swarm is a single... Wait. A single Lurker and a Defiler. Actually, no. He's not even in there. He's over here, which is hilarious. So yeah, annoying. Incredible annoyance on this drop. It slows down the Terran's ability to focus on much of anything else at all. It forces him to bring some army back to deal with it and just kind of opens up the map for smaller scale skirmishes for the Zerg, which is exactly what they want in this situation. They want the smaller scale skirmishes. They want to fight 5 siege tanks instead of 20 siege tanks. They could do so much better with that, and in fact, they do. As we can see here... Wait, what the heck killed that Zergling? That must have been splash damage from a tank. Must have been... Oh, we're doing the queens, though. Okay. I did not mention the queens. The queen success rate in TVZ on my channel against a meching Terran is... It's not 0. It's not 0. Dude, these SCVs need to go to work. Come on, last. Come on. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 8 times I've seen it work on my channel since I started casting Brood War in 2016. Again, it's not a very common strategy, so it's 8 out of... At this point, 8 out of maybe 30 times. So it's like a 1 in 3 chance this is going to work. Kindness Plating on the way. So maybe some Ultralisks with Dark Swarm and, you know, just little Ling runouts to clean up Spider Mines so that Ultras aren't running into them. There you go. 2 Spider Mines for the price of 1 there is not bad. Center still being held by our Terran player, which he feels good. He feels good about mech on this map, and who can blame him? Meanwhile, drop 12 o'clock. That's what we're talking about. Drops against a meching Terran. Very, very good. A lot of SCVs just died in that attack. It's 48 SCVs to 58 drones. Just mass irradiates. Oh my gosh. The Lurker Irradiate Massacre of 2022. Comsat station down. We're helping ya. Lurker buddies. Nobody's taking this top left. I feel like Ashley last has it on lockdown. There's a little... Okay. All right, hero. Okay, hero. He's kind of getting some work done here. He's suddenly up 171 to 137 supply. Dude. Drops. It's drops. It's mobility. The Terran army is much slower when they're meching. He just shut down effectively 2 bases. The 12 o'clock is back. Command center being repaired because it's very much on fire. What's even in here? 2 lurkers. 2 lurkers exist here, and then the science vessels show up to murder them. And by that I mean, they don't have the energy to murder anything, so never mind. Overlord, scouting purposes, sees what's up. Says, you don't have a lot of Goliaths, do you? And then the Goliaths are like, there's enough of us, jerk. This is a good game. This is really good, but 194 to 143 supply. Scourge flying through missile turret land. Oh my gosh, he's going to get it. Oh, he gets a connection. I can't believe that Scourge did that. That's insane. All right, Ling Ultra. Queen down here. I don't think Lass knows about this. He'd have more Goliaths if he knew there were queens on the field. Production tab is, you're a couple Goliaths right now, but he's down 50 supply. And the irradiates are amazing. He's even down here dying, irradiating. An Ultralisk, sure, why not? Scourge, I think, just took down a science vessel. Dude, this center, though? Are you going? I do not recommend moving into this at all. But if the queens could be convinced, they have energy. They have energy for a spawn broodling. They're moving. This is it. I think this is Hero's going to try to spawn broodling down like half of these tanks. And then it's going to be Dark Swarm, Ling, Ultralisk, Lurker coming on. 2 tanks down. 2 tanks down. 4 tanks down. The missile turret count's a little bit scary. 5 tanks down. Okay, but there are still 12 here. 12, 13. I don't know about this. The tank count is still really, really high. Another tank dies. Okay. Freeze up some missile turrets die so the queens can pop in and get some work done, maybe. Ah, missile turrets clearing them out, though. That's not great. Not great. Is it enough? I don't think that was enough, but the Zerg player continued to have a bank, sort of minerals anyway. Here we go. Ling Ultra, Dark Swarm. Like I said, on the follow-up, after the Queens try to wipe this thing out, more Dark Swarm is up. Tank's just getting big-time hits off. But the Lings and the Ultras keep coming. Are there enough tanks here to hold this? No! I don't think there are. Boxer maneuver happening here to try to wipe out the Ultralisks. Wait. Holds, but Last is down to 100. He's going to be down under 100 supply here soon. He does not have the money to keep up with what Hero is doing. And, Spider-Mine's taking down Ultralisks, but the Zerg, he just keeps swarming. This is how Zerg is intended to be played. The Swarm has arrived, and that's your GG! Hero wins another game on the channel where the opposing Terran player goes mech. He makes some Queens, and the Zerg player wins on the back of Spawn Broodling, Dark Swarm, Ling, Ultra, with some really, really important drops. Incredible. Absolutely fantastic. Truly, truly fantastic play. Hero, he's just a monster. Hero's a monster. Last is a monster. Was it a mistake to take the center? Was it a mistake to try to take the center? Should have even tried to hold this instead, but that's just so close for drops. You just load up 10 Overlords, bam, drop, everything dies, right? The drop that killed this base was huge. The drop that shut down this base for a time was huge. And then Hero holding this bottom right, the 6 o'clock. He never lost his third. Or his he never built a sunken at his natural base, which is insane. He got dropped. Last dropped him, denied all mining at the main base for some time, but I mean, eventually the mineral fields got mined out entirely. So hey, was that really a loss? I don't know. Amazing. I mean, what? Something like 20, maybe 30 drones died here today, but a lot of SCVs went down. A ton of them at the 12 o'clock, a bunch at the 3rd, a bunch here too. I don't know how much mining was happening here. It's kind of hard to tell with the Dark Swarm, but amazing. Dude, Hero... What else do we say about this guy? Hero represents Zerg as well as any Zerg player does. 175,000 points there to 153,000 for the enemy Terran. 600 units produced to 394, so about a 2-to-1 ratio for the Zerg. Kill death ratio about 2 there as well. But it's going to be resources. It's going to be resources that tell this entire game. And in fact, it is. 55,000 spent from Hero, 48,000 spent from Last. And in our last action Hero game of the day, Hero comes out on top, looking just good. Looking really, really strong against an elite scary Terran player who went mech. And, you know, the strategy has honestly had more success on the channel, the Spawn Broodling versus mech strategy, than I really expected to ever see. I figured I'd cast more and more of these as the time went on, and I am. And the success rate of this Spawn Broodling ability versus a meching Terran, I felt like would sit around 5%, 10%. Just not good, you know? But hey, it works. It works way, way better than I ever expected it to. So I'm completely changing my mind on this strategy. I think it's way more viable than I ever suspected it was. You know, back in 2016, back in 2012, back in 2008, when I really started watching professional StarCraft. I know I was late to the game, but I didn't know. I didn't know this game was being played professionally. Have I told that story before? What was I doing? I was looking for replays to watch in StarCraft because I liked doing that. And that dragged me to Team Liquid, where people were just posting packs of replays from professional players. And I was like, wait, what? People get paid money to play StarCraft? I had no idea. And that's where I got introduced to the fact that the StarCraft I was playing was a very different game from the StarCraft that was being played out there. I think we all had that discovery at one point in our lives. Anyway, great. Truly good. All right, that is going to be it for me today, though. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.